All right, welcome to an episode of Expand Your Brand. It's been a little while, but we're back. Austin, how have you been?
Not too bad. Just been busy. Every week just goes by in a second. But it's good to be back. How about you?
Yeah, it's good to be back. I know I had like a vacation in August, and then we've been in golf tournaments, so we've been all over the place. I feel like lately, and it's just been tough to keep up with this month of August. But I know come September we'll be back at it in full force. But a little lull this rest of the month. I feel like is okay though.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no issues on our end, but uh, want to catch up with you because you've been a very busy man with some things going on in your life, um, especially on the golf side. Lake of Isle Club Championship, you won.
Yeah,
How's
yeah, I
that?
did. Finally got over the hump the past couple of years that I had. So yeah, it was good. I didn't play very well the front nine of the championship match, but the back nine I reeled it in and played well coming down the stretch, which was super cool. Finally got it done again, which was nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, what was like, who'd you end up playing against? What was like the score like?
Yeah, so I ended up playing Matt Chuba. He won it last year. And I was two down going into the back nine. And then I ended up winning one up on 18, which was good. I was bogey free, two under on the back nine, which was really good. I was happy, proud of myself for kind of reeling it in and getting back to the grind. Yeah, it was a great match, and yeah, I'm lucky that I came up on top.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like a big comeback to be going down two down and able to recover and break through. And that's awesome. Congratulations to you. I'm sure you were felt great about that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. And then you had stroke play recently, and you finished third. You were in the mix big time over there. What was the stroke play like, and how was that going?
Yeah, stroke play was good. Played played in and out. There was delays. We had a 2 hour delay in the first round because of rain. Um, so got done with 6 holes and then went back out, played the last 12. Um, Played all right. Had just felt like every time I made a birdie, I made a bogey, or every time I made a bogey, I made a birdie to kind of even it out. So shot even the first round, and then the next day was 2 rounds. Shot even in the morning, and then I was even through 15 the third round, and I birdied two out of the last three to get it to two under. Came up two strokes short, but um, good progress, good momentum going forward. I mean, you're going to lose way more tournaments than you win in golf, so just taking the positives from it, and hopefully get a W down the road. We got some tournaments coming up, so should be interesting for the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what was it like for you too? I don't know if it was the Lake of Isle Championship Club Championship before stroke play?
Yeah, so it was the Sunday before, and then stroke play started on Tuesday. Yeah.
What was it like winning the Lake of Iowa Club Championship and then going into stroke play? Like, did that give you a lot of confidence coming into the week?
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, especially playing Lake of Isles, we play it from the black tees, which are all the way back. So it's a test of golf. You either hit the fairway or you're in a hazard, basically. So it definitely you have to stay focused. You have to play placement golf, even though it's so long. So when you go to other tournaments, it really dials you in. Um, but yeah, it's hard to win, right? So, and especially in golf, it's hard to win anything, a club championship, a match, really anything. So I've learned that you can't take it for granted. And once I got the itch of winning again, even though it was a club championship, I put myself right in contention with the best players in Rhode Island. So it's gaining that confidence, and I think that it's starting to come out again. I don't know why it was lost, or but the last few years I just haven't had any sort of win at all. And I think just winning a club championship kind of changes your mentality, and puts you on like full go in order to just get that feeling again. And I mean that's why I play. I don't know about the rest of us, but it just that's you want to get that feeling as much as possible.
Right, right. And I mean, what's it like too? Because you mentioned like you felt like the confidence last year wasn't very high or anything coming into this year. And then what's been the mentality to kind of get back on track with the confidence, and what's been your mentality to just keep pushing, keep going?
Yeah, I think a lot of outside factors kind of play into to golf. Like I was the last few years, I was putting too much pressure on myself. Um, it was very obsessive, and in some ways that's good. In some ways it could be detrimental. So with how life was and um outside of golf, I was putting too much pressure on my golf game, and it was the only like constant that I had. So um as far as like career wise. So it was super good to finally kind of come full circle. Now things are going well outside of golf, and I can kind of go into it with minor expectations. But then when I put myself in position, I can really kind of focus, dive down. So it's just a balance. I think that's with anything. And I think that when you find that balance, or when you have it, you want to kind of stick to it and try and ride it out as long as possible.
Right, right. Well, that's, I mean, it's a good mentality to have for sure. And it sounds like a different mentality approach, like a motivation of like how you've taken it, but outside effects with work and everything coming in to help and kind of help you out with this year. The club championship, I want to kind of jump back to that for a
Yeah.
moment. Going down 2 under into the back nine, what are your thoughts? What goes through your mind? Do you think like, hey, what can I do to kind of put myself in better contention, or is it just kind of you got this, you're all right type attitude? How does that work?
Yeah, so I was just on the front nine. I don't know what it was. I was just kind of like making mental mistakes, doing things out of the ordinary, and really played terrible. Um, I was lucky to be two down going into the back. But then going into the back nine, it was just all right, calm down. Let's get into a rhythm. Let's hit fairways, let's hit greens, and just kind of put the um, pressure on my playing competitor, and kind of just chip away at it. I won 10. We tied 11, 12, 13. I won 14. We tied as well. And then I won 15, won 16 to get to one up. And then we tied. And then I was conceded a birdie on 18 to win it. So,
Oh wow.
um, yeah, it was good. I didn't make any mistakes on the back nine, which was really good. And just kind of honing it together and reeling it in was I mean, it's always a tough feat. So definitely proud of myself for being able to do that and get the W.
Yeah, that's big time. Do you do any breathing exercises to kind of get yourself out of that? Like, I don't asking for a friend, maybe. I don't know. Someone over here might get into the head a little bit too much. You do any kind of like exercise or mentality thing to kind of like get yourself out of the gutter, or like, out of the gutter, or something's not going right, to kind of get yourself back on track with it sounded like you did on the back nine over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I may take a deep breath here or there, but it's mostly out of frustration. So it's not. It's more to kind of just. I guess it does calm my nerves, and it calms kind of the steam coming out of my ears a little bit. So I think that's kind of what it is. But then it's just a grind, Like it's never easy. Um, I feel like myself personally, like I'm not the greatest ball striker. I hit it well, but I always have to grind. I always have to get up and down. Always have to make putts for par to continue the momentum. So um, yeah, it's just kind of diving into the grind and really, really diving into the focus of, okay, this is what I have to do. I have to hit this shot at this specific time. I have to make this putt at this specific time, and just put the pressure on, especially in match play. It's one hole. It doesn't mean that you're out of it.
Right, right. could use that advice, Austin, when I was up in Maine when I was playing Sunday River. I had a rough go up there. So,
Yeah, how was that trip?
that the trip to playing Sunday River was a lot of fun, man. It's a beautiful golf course, good like amazing surroundings, and kind of forget like where you are for like a moment, and just kind of get lost of like I don't know, you're not. It just doesn't feel like you're in Maine. I don't know. It just felt like you're away
Yeah.
from like civilization. It was kind of a nice feeling. And then there's a couple holes that you're like driving, you're like, where the hell am I going? And then you know where you are. But yeah, Sunday River is a beautiful course, and I played Norway public golf course up there too, and it's like a 9 hole, but it's not challenging, but the scenery up there is just like unbelievable.
Yeah, I
You go
bet.
on the back deck and have a drink, and you're just surrounded by mountains and like you see everything, like the whole. It's just beautiful. So I worked, beautiful golf up there in Maine. But yeah, Sunday River, I think I played my worst game I ever played in my life. Like ever since I felt like I just started playing golf. That's how bad it was. It was just
Did you enjoy it though?
yeah, yeah. I'm a type
There
of
you go.
person. You gotta take it. There was no competition or anything like that, but there was like some shots where I'm like, I don't know why the hell I just hit that so before FIFA. Like, why am I reverting back to this way? But it was a great time to experience Sunday River, and definitely want to do it again sometime. It was a little wet up there too. They got a lot of rain, so it was a little tough at some spots. But have you played there?
No, I never have. I've heard good things. Hopefully get up there one day and play. It looks great.
Yeah, yeah, it's a nice course, nice track for sure. But it's awesome for you though that one of us on this podcast is a winner, and and is the better golfer for sure. But I'm happy that you're able to win the club championship at Lake Vilas, but also it seems like in stroke play, keeping up with it and seeing that you were in contention and paying attention, man. I'm really happy for you and seeing the strides for you as well too. And I know that you're seeing it more than probably what I'm seeing, but it's awesome, just see a co-host succeed and keep going what they're doing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully get one of these Rhode Island events under my belt. But I just feel like, I mean, you go through the gauntlet. I mean, you have to go through and you have to pay your dues in order to do it. Like I had when I started this whole thing, I had early success in college, winning a few tournaments, and then you go through a lull and you really it really is eye opening and makes you strive to get that feeling again, you know. So um hopefully more to come, and hopefully I can stay consistent.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, the motivation's high, and I'm sure great things are to come for sure. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll talk about the FedEx Championship.
Welcome to Vintage Cigar Lounge, the place where you escape to, not from. The place where your cigar options are limitless. A place where friends come together and bond over the finest cigars and drinks. A place where your selected few can retreat to and enjoy premium cigars, great conversation, and your liquor of choice within the privacy of our private rooms. Looking for a place to escape to? Our doors are always open.
All right, we're back, and thanks again, Vintage, for your support as always, and happy to have you guys as a sponsor. But let's get into it. FedEx Cup was won by Lucas Glover, a sweaty Lucas Glover, by fact. He won in the playoff over Patrick Cantley. What were your thoughts watching that tournament and seeing him come out on top?
You know, it's so inspiring to see him win back to back weeks. I saw a stat today that in like 153 starts, he won just over 5 million.
Oh wow,
In like a 6 or 8 year span, and then in the past week, he's won just under 5 million.
that's crazy.
So, I mean, it's just awesome to see. He's playing great golf. He definitely is super sweaty, but he makes every putt that he needs to with that putter. It's just remarkable. So it's super cool to see. I'm super happy for him, and hopefully it continues this week at the BMW.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that was a close, just watching that, like how many guys were in contention and close to, being able to take the league. And I think he dropped. He had a couple holes where he almost dropped, but he that putter really like came up big for him. I know he sank like a big bogey putt, and then he sank a big par after that, and it was just steady Eddie the rest of the way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he just that putter has just transcended his career, which is awesome to see, especially because he's on the older side of his competition. So, super cool to see. He's playing really well.
Yeah, yeah. I thought during the playoff they might let him change his pants.
Yeah.
For his sake, it looked,
Oof.
but it must have been. It was a hot day down there, so it's understandable. But it was absolutely crazy to see like how sweaty he was.
Yeah, I mean, how uncomfortable is that?
Yeah, seriously. I thought maybe they give him an opportunity to let him go change or something like that. Let the guys maybe, but
That would have been great.
yeah. But he still came up big. I mean, Cantley too. I mean, Cantley hanging in there. He played good golf. I mean, I also feel bad for Rory. Rory again in another like top three finish out of like I don't know how many years is that.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there though to win another FedEx Cup. So, I mean, these next couple weeks are going to be big. There's a lot of big name guys right at the top. So, and then it goes right into the Ryder Cup too in another month. So, going to be super cool. Some good golf coming up, which is great. So, definitely looking forward to this week and watching the BMW Championship.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait for the Ryder Cup. That'll be a lot of fun to see that, especially
Hmm.
it being in Rome and everything. So it should be a good time to see how they do, how the guys do overseas
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun.
in big time. All right, let's jump into some NFL news. Zeke Elliott signs with the Patriots. So the running backs were complaining not getting their money. They're getting signed now. Dalvin Cook with the
Yeah.
Jets. What are your thoughts on Zeke to the Pats?
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be kind of like a third down back, get in there, rough some people up, and let Stevenson be the main horse. Honestly, I think that's exactly what he signed up for, and I think that he's definitely going to be beneficial for us. I say us. I'm a huge Pats fan, so I'm hoping that we have a good season and kind of see where it takes us.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's a good blocker for sure. So that's like another
Yeah.
big thing to have him come to the Pats and have be an extra blocker on the team. And it's a typical, I feel like, Bill Belichick move, signing like a guy that's had some trouble in the past with like off the field issues, but as well as just taking an older running back and bringing him in, or an older wide receiver. So it's a classic Patriots move, I feel like, and I think that's a good fit.
Yeah, and he just got a haircut, got all trimmed up. He's looking good. So I'm hoping that he's a little bit lighter on his toes with his old age.
The hair's not weighing him down anymore. And then Dalvin Cook to the Jets, which is, I mean, it just seems like they're trying to make a run. Obviously, it looks like this year, just that with Rodgers and trying to take the best of Rodgers with him this year. What are your thoughts on Cook going to the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's a good pickup. I mean, they have so much star power now, but we'll see if it all meshes and how it goes. I mean, they're in the Pats division, so I'm not hoping it's too good, but you never know. It's looking promising for them.
Yeah, I mean that division is gonna be tough because the Bills are always the good, the Dolphins are great, and so now you got the Jets and the Pats. I mean, that's gonna be a tough division to get out of.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. It's definitely the most competitive that it's been in probably my whole lifetime. So
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Should be an interesting NFL season. I can't wait. Football season's around the corner. Can't wait to sit down and watch both Saturdays and Sundays just watching football. So favorite
I
time of
know
the
it's gonna be
year.
great.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, speaking of football, let's talk about the Johnny Manziel Untold documentary. You said you watched it. I've heard some crazy stories about it. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I watched it last night and it's just unbelievable. Like how he went from a nobody to just literally hanging out with Drake, hanging out with LeBron, going to Las Vegas. But the interesting thing, and I saw a little blurb about it, is how he's basically telling the NCAA that he was getting paid for his autographs now, and they haven't like I don't think they will like strip him of his Heisman or anything, but then Reggie Bush gets paid and they strip him of his Heisman. So I think that's pretty interesting to be quite honest. But I mean, he was getting $30,000 a weekend just for signing autographs, and um, they were just kind of living the life. And then that life, unfortunately, turned into him um, getting very addicted to drugs and living a reckless life. Um, I'm super glad that he is all right now, but he goes from being so like mentally unstable and trying to take his life to um, from that though he was probably arguably one of the best college football players to ever play.
Yeah.
So it really can like you can rise to the top, but it can spiral out of control super quick. Um, and you see it now. Definitely with that documentary, it was super like eye opening, and but I'm glad that he's better now. He seems to be doing better in his life, and he's focused on actually enjoying life now, which is super good.
Yeah, it's wild because it's funny because when he came into college, freshman, he wins the Heisman, like which has never been done
First
before,
freshman
and
ever. Yeah.
yeah, and it just like the rise, the fame of like how much people like paying attention to him and everything, and Johnny Football, and like I remember watching him play in college and how good he was, and like a threat. Like I think they beat Alabama the year he was there, or something like there's
Yep.
something crazy
Yeah.
like that. Like I remember watching that game specifically, so it's like it's very interesting to see like his rise, but I didn't know about the mental instability, like being mentally unstable from everything, and so that stuff. I mean, I have to watch it. I mean, being a big college sports fan, I have to check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely it's super good. You know, like and I don't understand why there like wasn't more help, but I could be super wrong in saying that because he was in his own lane at that point, you know, so
Right.
he wasn't listening to anybody. So it's a little of both, but like when you're when you're going through that, um, I guess the blinders are just on and you're just doing what you want.
Yeah, basically just kind of living your life and just doing whatever and thinking you're invincible because when you hit that level of fame, it's crazy, especially in college.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty interesting, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, I have to watch that. That sounds interesting. I might want to check it out tonight, for sure. Um,
Yeah, it's good.
and then last thing is US Women's Soccer World Cup came up short this year. I think there was a lot of high expectations, but also there was a lot of like when people started seeing them play, there didn't seem like a team that was like kind of ready to win it all this year.
Yeah, I watched. I didn't watch a lot of it at all. I watched here and there when I could, but I it didn't seem like they were kind of like playing as a collective unit. But I mean, they've been so good for so long. It's you just probably go into it mentally without the same like sense of urgency that you would like because you are so good and um yeah, I mean they just kind of laid an egg.
Yeah, yeah. I think they'll be back obviously in the next 4 years. I think they'll go back to the top. But I think this year was kind of a weird transition year with a lot of younger players and a mix of a young and old and trying to figure that, like
Yeah.
you said, the chemistry didn't seem very, very good, but should be an interest. I'm sure they'll be back. They're one of the top teams in the world. So I feel like they'll
Yeah,
bounce back,
exactly.
hopefully. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I think they'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for today's episode, Austin. Good to see you. I know it's been a little while and
Yeah,
congratulations
man.
to the Lake of Isle Club Championship again, and and finishing in the top three in the stroke play and everything, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Congrats on the new job.
Thanks. Yeah.
Everyone listening, give Jeff a round of applause. That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing well, and we'll have to get back into the studio sometime soon, and maybe do like a week one NFL or special or something.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I think we might have to do something a little Ryder Cup Italian, maybe eat some pizza, something like that. So do a little Italian theme for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. Thanks so much, man.
All right, thanks.